Hello and welcome back to the Open Sorcery. It's Devi, and today in Devi's Divination Corner, we're going to cover tasseography. So, I know that sounds more like a science rather than divination, but it is tea leaf reading in layman's terms. So, tasseomancy, tasseography, this is identifying symbols and interpreting what is going on in the cup from the shapes of the tea leaves, kind of like how we do with clouds, right? Like divining from clouds. We're divining from tea leaves. So this is an old practice. And a lot of it is going to come down to you being able to concentrate on yourself, kind of having that moment for you whenever you're having your cup of tea. Now, for this, you're going to need loose leaf tea. Loose leaf tea, preferably a cup with a saucer, and that cup needs to have a handle. Now, there is several people that are like, you can only have like a teacup. It cannot be straight up and down. It has to have the slant. Like, I understand that, but I would kind of say, see what works with you. See what fits with you better. See what you like to drink out of. Because if you're going to be drinking out of it and you enjoy the cup itself, which I am an avid collector of coffee mugs because they make me laugh. And with those, like, if you enjoy it, or an art piece like it's sculpted out of clay and then fired and now it's a mug of some sort, use that because you already feel an affinity towards it. So with those, get your loose leaf tea. It doesn't necessarily matter what kind of tea that you're drinking, right? You could be drinking just black tea, green tea, oolong. Just make sure that it's not like gigantic chunks. And I wouldn't say that herbal tea would fit the bill. Because a lot of herbal tea will have like fruit in it, like dried fruit pieces and whatnot. But if it's ground up good enough, not as like a fine grind, but like a crush, more so. Like if you're crushing a dried leaf in the autumn in your hands and it crumbles, those crumbles is what you want. You just don't want the big old pieces. But you're focusing on yourself. You're focusing on your path. You're focusing on you while you are drinking the tea, while you are steeping the tea. So just like 99%, if not 100% of all other divination methods, it's about how focused you are. How good is your intent? So, you're steeping the tea, you're just kind of meditating with it. As you're drinking the tea, now it's going to get a little annoying. I'm not going to lie to you, it's going to get a little annoying with trying to keep the loose leaves of the tea out of your mouth. But it's worth it. And especially if you like some good tea, like I know for me, I have a particular brand that I will ride or die for that tea all day long. I love that shit. But as you're drinking it and sifting through the leaves with your lips, you're thinking to yourself, how is this day going to go? You're focusing on what you want to see in the leaves, not necessarily as an outcome, but you're asking the question overall. So, once you've done that, there is a couple of people that are like, once you get to the dregs at the bottom, which is like the little bit of liquid left at the bottom, it's mostly just tea leaves. You swish it around the cup. You take the rim of the cup and you swish it around. Some are very, very specific with it and take clockwise, rotate it clockwise, spin it clockwise. And I'm just like, okay, fine, whatever. Choose which direction. I do not truly believe that it matters. If it feels more natural to go clockwise, go clockwise. If you feel like counterclockwise is necessary, go counterclockwise. It's completely up to you. But once you have spun it a couple of times, you're still focused on your intent, dump it upside down onto the saucer and allow it to drain for a couple of minutes. And as you're allowing it to drain, still focused intent, all of that. It is kind of a quiet process. So this would be something like first thing in the morning, nobody's bothering you. You're able to have that moment to yourself and just focus on this. Cool. That's awesome. Focus on it, right? So from there, as the last of the liquid is really seeped out, then you're going to turn it over and you're going to look at it. Now there is 3 parts to the cup, right? There's the bottom of the cup, there's the sides of the cup, and then there's the rim. So the bottom of the cup is the distant future. This is stuff that's happening further out. The sides of the cup is going to be closer to you, near future. And the rim, like this is more immediacy. And then, especially with the handle placement, the further it is from the handle, so if it's opposite the handle, it's further out. The closer that it is to the handle, the more immediate that it is. There's only a couple of symbols in there that I would say are pretty universal. So the dots, right? If you see a trail, it's almost like a cartoon bee trail. That is travel. That is travel. With that, you're taking a trip. Notice where it's at, right? You want to notice where that travel is. Is it in the bottom of the cup? Oh, you're going to take a trip in the future. Is it in the side of the cup? Interesting. Mid-future, not necessarily like immediate, but we'll see. Rim of the cup. Is it on the rim of the cup? It's like, oh, I'm going somewhere. Where am I going? And then I'll, of course, take the placement, whether, how close it is to the handle. There's letters, right? We see letters and things all the time. If you're seeing letters, what could letters indicate, right? Letters are going to be something trying to come through, and it's just like, okay, letter L, could that be a person? Kind of carry that with you because you may not know immediately. That's normal. And then there's just kind of some basic symbols, right? We see a heart. What could that possibly mean? That's going to be like love. You see a crown, success, you're crowned, victory, things like that. So it's extremely simple. It's not meant for something to be haughty and pretentious. It is something that you can do for yourself in a very, very quick manner. But I would say experiment with it. See what feels more natural to you. Are you a counterclockwise or are you a clockwise spinner? Like, what teas do you enjoy? I know I will see if I can list the teas that I enjoy down below because they're really, really, really good. But this is Devi with the Opener Sorcery, and I will see you guys next time.